Of all of the factors, certainly with adulthood, stress probably plays the biggest role, because when we look at the effect that stress has and stress on breathing, for example, when you get stressed, your breathing gets faster. We sigh more when we're stressed. You know, look at your work colleagues, if they're sitting on a laptop or a computer, and if they're getting frustrated, you'll start hearing them taking a big sigh. Stress can often cause oral breathing or breathing through the mouth, noticeable breathing, and upper chest breathing. So basically, stress activates the fight or flight response, which was fine when throughout our evolution we had to deal with maybe a charging elephant. We wanted to get out of there as quick as possible. So the fight or flight response was activated to allow the individual to perform intense physical exercise. And if you're performing intense physical exercise, your breathing needs to increase to get more oxygen to the cells. However, nowadays we're reacting the same way. We don't have the charging elephant, but we may have finance, we may have work demands, different demands that is causing stress, and we're reacting the same way as we were for hundreds of thousands of years. So we're literally running on the inside and sitting on the outside. The best way to help counteract stress, and this then ties in with our understanding of what it means to breathe correctly, what's good breathing, is to slow down our breathing. Stress makes us breathe faster, so to counteract stress, we should be doing the opposite to stress. We should be slowing down our breath. Stress makes us sigh more, so to counteract stress, we want to bring in regular breathing patterns. Stress makes us often breathe through the mouth. Instead, we want to learn nasal breathing, so breathe through the nose permanently, because the mouth is not for breathing. The mouth is for eating, the mouth is for drinking, the mouth is for speaking, and it's certainly not for breathing. Noticeable breathing. So to bring the body into relaxation, we do soft breathing. Stress evokes upper chest breathing. So to bring the body into relaxation, we do diaphragmatic breathing. And this column on the right hand side, slow breathing, regular breathing, nose breathing, soft breathing, and diaphragmatic breathing is good breathing. It's normal breathing, and it's healthy breathing. And if you were to take a run along an elite athlete, you will notice that that athlete will have very light breathing, because health and light breathing go together. And conversely, if you were to go into a hospital and see very sick people, you will see noticeable breathing. You will see what's on the left hand side. Is it their sickness that's causing their breathing to change? Or is it their breathing that's contributing to the sickness? And when we look at the effect that stress has on the human organism, stress changes breathing. It makes breathing more intense. It causes us to breathe more. Habitual stress will in turn reset our breathing center, which I'm going to explain and talk about just a little later. And as a result then, that we develop the habit of breathing too much in the long term. And when we have a habit of breathing too much in the long term, it actually causes our blood vessels to constrict. It also causes less oxygen to be released from the red blood cells to tissues and organs, including the heart and the brain. So, stress makes people sick. And on the basis that stress makes people sick, relaxation and normal breathing will help to make them better. So we're bringing the person from a stress state, from a sympathetic nervous system, and into a parasympathetic response. One of the effects of stress, published in the American Journal of Cardiology, and it talks about high perceived stress, which was associated with a 27% increase in chronic heart disease in this meta-analysis, could be thought of as the equivalent of 5 or more cigarettes per day. So it's the equivalent of smoking 5 or more cigarettes per day. This is the effect that stress has. And when you look at the effect on high blood pressure, on cancer, you too will see a link between stress, because what does stress do? It changes our breathing. Changing our breathing causes our blood vessels to constrict. So even though breathing is an involuntary activity, we have a huge influence over it. We have 100,000 miles of blood vessels throughout the human body. Through our breath, we can open up our blood vessels, or we can cause them to be constricted. So we can influence our circulation by our breathing.